What is good? It is your boy Hoove, back to you guys again with another video. Today, guys, I'm going to be hooving and grooving with y'all through the works of odds. Odds are one of the most important things when it comes to sports betting. Understanding how they work and how to effectively utilize them to capitalize on massive amounts of gains for yourself is incredibly important. We're going to break down step by step how to read them, how to use them, and how to properly get yourselves in a position to take advantage of these sports books who are trying to take your money. The first thing that we need to discuss when it comes to odds is what even are they? Many of you guys that are new to this space probably hear the word odds thrown around all the time and don't even have a clue what it means. The odds are incredibly simple, but I'm going to break them down for you so you can understand them even better. It's really just a fancy word for trying to express the value of which a slip has to have money placed on it in order to gain a net profit back. To further help you understand this, let me give you an example. If a line is set at plus 100, this means the line is at what we call even money. Meaning if you put $100 up on that slip, you will get $100 back. Plus 100 is even money. Now if we're looking at a line that's minus 110, for example, this would mean we would have to wager $110 to get that even money back at 100. So we would need $110 to win 100. Both circumstances we are winning $100, but the cost, as you can tell, for the minus money at minus 110 requires $110, whereas the plus money only required 100. This is because we are showing odds here. Essentially, odds are just an easy way to understand that something is more or less likely to happen, and therefore the books charge you more money versus less money because they feel like the probability of it hitting is greater at that minus odds. So why is this the case? Why isn't everything just plus 100 and made it simple? The reason is, when sports books place lines at minus odds, they expect the probability of those hitting to be a lot higher. If odds is minus, that means that they expect it to actually happen. Therefore, you need to pay a premium as the person placing the bet on the slip for something that's already more likely to happen than not. This is also why we get odds that are so crazy high. For example, we get plus 1,000 odds for certain futures because there's no way that somebody like the Detroit Lions in the public's perspective or in the book's perspective are going to win the Super Bowl. But instead, they're still sitting at plus 1,300. It could happen. It's just very unlikely that we actually see the Lions win the Super Bowl, and therefore it's placed at an astronomically high rate. The same can be true on the other side. For example, if a team is winning by 30 points with 6 minutes left in the game, more than likely the other team is not going to come back, so the money line is going to be set at something absolutely ridiculous. Like, now naturally, we would never take a prop that's sitting at minus 50,000, but this is just an example to show you what odds actually look like. The other team winning in that game would probably be something like plus 2,800, 28 to 1. The odds of it actually happening are almost zero. So we get an insane amount on both sides to be able to show the discrepancy of how likely or unlikely something is. So now that you're able to sit and read these lines and begin to start to understand them, you need to really get to the next step. How can we utilize these lines in a positive way to increase the amount of money in our bank account? One of the simplest and easiest forms of using odds to create lines for yourself that you're able to attack is looking on different books and cross-comparing the probability of these props hitting. For example, one book might have the line at minus 150. Another book might have it at minus 120. Another one might even have it at plus money. The reason we do this is to try to cross-check and see what all the other books are thinking at the same time. If all of the books have a general consensus that they believe a prop will go over, more than likely you're in a pretty good position with the probability of it hitting that you'll be able to take that line at that price, the best price that you can get on any book. Remember, you do not want to limit yourself to just one book. If you guys want all of the best books for you guys to get into in order to cash out and to make profits across all sports, check out the video that I made in regards to all the sports books and shopping for the best lines. This will give you all of our affiliate codes that you might need in order to be successful and all the places that you can get 100% deposit matches as well as many other great promotional tools to get your bankrolls started. Fun fact, for all of our PrizePicks players out there, this is a big reason why all of the lines that you like tend to bump, or that people that you follow like that tend to bump, because PrizePicks likes to keep their odds for all their props at -130 or less. This is the best way for PrizePicks to utilize people who have to parlay their players into losing their money. On books, you do not have to do this, which is why I always recommend, if you are able to straight bet, always straight bet. But on PrizePicks, when a line bumps or moves, it's because of the fact that the implied odds that you're getting on the prop are greater than what the prop is designated for on the app, and therefore you're seeing these lines move or bump. Same is true on the books for Vegas as well. They move, quite frankly, due to the fact that there's a high volume, or they believe that one outcome is more likely than the other, and thus the props move up. But on PrizePicks, that's generally why you see all these props bump so much and end up being pushes. It's actually a scam that takes a lot of your money, and this is why you probably shouldn't use PrizePicks. And you can use any of our other platforms that are absolutely incredible. Get off Scam Picks, man. Get on Chalkboard. Get on Underdog. Get on Sleeper. Get on anything else if you're a DFS player. Rebet is also great if you're in a state that doesn't allow sports books. You guys can now use money lines and things like that on Rebet. Use code HOOVE. Get off of PrizePicks, man. Stop losing your money there. It is not worth it. Now, one big thing that we can also do with the odds is not necessarily looking at minus odds, but moving to plus odds. There's a lot of great tools and tricks that you guys can do to guarantee that you can make profit by using high variance props that have insane payouts. One of the most common of these is to use player point props in sports. For example, if you're looking at basketball, you could take insane lines like Anthony Edwards for 35 plus points, and let's just say we'll do a correlation slip with that of Mike Conley over 10 assists. Now, are these very, very unlikely to hit at the same time? Yes, but there is correlation between the assists and Anthony Edwards scoring. So, but a line like this sits at, let's just say, plus 5,000. That's a pretty astronomical number for the prop that we would be playing. Is it possible to hit? Definitely. And I've hit plenty of props just like this. But the odds of it hitting are 50 to 1. So, when we play something like this, we would do what we talked about in previous videos. Play our unit size down. Play a 0.1 unit or a 0.05 units. This allows for us to have a huge possibility of 50xing off a very small amount and still making over 5 units. These are things that you guys really need to take into account when you're starting to create all of these parlays and things. You need to start understanding that if you use high probability or low probability of hitting odds, you're going to see a huge increase in the potential amount that you guys can make on these slips. But again, none of these are guaranteed hits. You're better off straight betting long term. But if you're going to mess with the odds to try to get a huge advantage, stacking up high value odds are super important when trying to hit lottos. The biggest mistake that many people make in this space is that they believe that the bookmakers are their friends. They're not. They are only in this for one thing, and that is taking your money. And so if you believe that these books are giving you a great line that makes absolutely no sense, guess what? They might be tricking you. And I know what you might think. Oh, Hoove, you're being a conspiracist. Hoove, that's not true. There's no way that these books would put fake lines up or lines that don't make any sense to try to bait you into an over or under because they have injury news or know somebody's not feeling very well. Trust me. Somehow, they know. If a line looks too good to be true, more than likely it is. That's not to say that you can't find great value out there in this space. You can. 100% there are great lines almost daily. But when something's a little fishy, when you're getting plus odds on a prop that you're almost confident should be minus 130, books do tricky, sneaky things like trying to bait people into taking the overs, trying to bait people into taking the unders, trying to keep people completely off the lines. All of these things happen in an attempt for the books to make as much money as possible. In further videos, I'll discuss kind of the details behind how you could start to understand if you're being fished into a line. But overall, it becomes something that you pick up on over time as you develop in this space and grow. You will just see these lines that make no sense. And you'll also start to see the inner workings of how these books seem to always have the inside info. I'm not saying that they're cheating. I'm not saying it's not possible to make money in this space, because I've made six figures over the last year. What I am saying is these books are not your friend, and you need to be very careful with how you are attacking the odds on these books and how you are looking at the props that you're going to take. Do not get suckered into the fact that something is good looking even if the prop isn't supposed to be there. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Make sure you guys click that bell, turn those noties on, man. Subscribe to the content. We'll be back again with another video so you can continue to be successful in the sports betting space. Peace.